welcome. We're going to look at the new UAD Distressor plugin today and see how it handles some drum loops. We're going to be using some loops from the Loop Loft from the first Omar Hakim bundle. He's a guy that's played with David Bowie and Daft Punk and all kinds of people. And he's great and I like his drumming. And so I don't know what the goal is here besides just showing what the plugin's actually going to do and getting some neat sounds. So here we go. Here's the plugin bypass. So it's cool. There's a stereo file, so let's see what we can do with the distressor and see if we can make it more interesting. So there are a lot of cymbals and kind of washy sounds on these drums, so I don't know, it really is just a mangling, but let's go on to the next one here. This is cinematic, whatever that means. Here's with nothing, pop in the distressor. So I like that. You can hear the room coming up nicely without it crushing the kick too much. Let's try bumping up the ratio. That's nice. It kind of does a Bonham thing. Obviously compressed sound, but cool nonetheless. Kind of nice on the slower tempo. Let's look at this loop from the funky set. All right. I'll drop the distressor in. You notice that I'm putting in the high-pass filter on the detector circuit for just about all of these. This is so I don't overcompress the drums on the kick drum, and so that's still coming through, and I can get more space out of the drums without pushing them back too much, kind of in the hypothetical mix. So you can see how there's slightly more compression happening when that's out than when it's in. This is actually one of my favorite things about the distressor. Look at the level here, and so here's the plugin bypass. And when I drop it in, it's completely smashing the transient, and it's about at the same actual volume. maybe not something that you'd use in a mix, but it's pretty cool nonetheless. And it's something that I found that you can't do quite as well with any other tool other than a distressor. So while we're smashing the crap out of this, let's use the mix, which you don't have. You don't have the parallel compression control on a physical distressor. So let's see if we can actually kind of get a neat combination of the dry sound and the smashed wet sound here. So it's neat. It's kind of like I'm adding a room mic to something that I don't really have control over, and that can be a really useful thing when you've got a session that maybe has a lot of drum loops or something else that you need to add space to, but you still want to have some transient going on. All right, so let's go to our last loop here, and this is a hip hop loop. Okay, so for something like this, you'd probably want it to be, if you're mixing hip hop, you probably want the drums to be a little bit more dry. But what I'd like to hear is actually the hi-hats coming up a little bit, so it has a little bit more of a kind of a rhythmic swing to it. That's kind of nice there. I like it on the 6 and the 4. The 10 seems a little bit much for this. Actually, that's pretty cool there. And you can see that the level isn't changing, so even using up the same amount of headroom in your mix, you're getting a lot larger of a drum sound. That's kind of neat there. Okay, so that's just a really quick overview of kind of the distressor on some drum loops. So thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me below, and I'll see if I can help you out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and happy distressing.